Well, good evening. It's the first time I say good evening. That's quite loud, but we're good now. But yeah, it's the first time saying good evening rather than good morning, but it's so nice. There's something about the vibe of being here at night. So welcome. If you haven't been here before, my name's Joel, as Kim told you before, and that clip and everything else that we've talked about tonight is about the gift of Christmas. And so, as it's been mentioned before, Soper kindly gifted me this yesterday afternoon to preach today. So these are his notes, but I've added my little flavour. But if there's nothing good in here, you know who to talk to. It's not me. But when you think of the gifts of Christmas, I wonder, when you look back at your own childhood or the kids in the room, thinking about what is your favourite gift. And I know heaps come to mind for me. Or the flip side, you might be able to really tell the worst gifts that have come into your life as well, whether that's been birthday or Christmas. But for me, there were quite a few key memories in terms of the gifts that either my parents or other people gave me, both in birthdays and Christmas. And one of the first ones I remember was in primary school. And I get the boys to throw the first one up on the screen. It was the Test cricket match board game. Jack Clifton, it's good to have you here. And so this was a classic. And just sneaky, kids don't listen at the moment, but I went downstairs a bit earlier than everyone before. I looked in the Santa sack, and there it was. It was the greatest day ever. And great memories with my mates and my cousins playing that game over time. And so the next one, if you think of the worst gifts that you've received, my great Nana Woody, some of you might know her from Hersal days and things like that, but she gave me, and boys, if you want to put this one up, a sequined, it was a set, so a red sequin, or glow mesh is probably the correct term, handbag and purse matching set together. It's nice, but probably not 12-year-old, 10-year-old Joel kind of present there. So somebody, I'm sure, maybe in this room will take that home, but for me, a little disappointed in that one. So then the next one. So on my 21st birthday, Jess, she's a very good gift giver, she got me a surfboard. Brand spanking new. This was... Yeah, that's right, keep her around, but Instagram days, this is good 10 years old now, so lovely filter, but brand new surfboard, and it was exactly the one I've been dreaming of. Gary, you know what I'm talking about, yeah, that's right. So brand new, everything I dreamt of in terms of a gift. I was blown away by her generosity. I was literally gobsmacked. I walked down into their lounge room, turned around, and there was this surfboard with a bow on the top. And it was the one that was pinned up on my wall, basically, in terms of what I was hoping for. But when you look at all these gifts, what tends to happen is they get superseded, or the next best thing keeps coming out. So they're never, and if you look at that surfboard, it's under my house, just collecting dust, basically. So I'm not using it anymore, I know. But I got a better one. I got a newer one in terms of it got replaced. We found something better. But then on the flip side, when you think of gifts or presents, I've started to notice that the old is actually becoming new again, or things that didn't have that much value when you first got them as a new gift, they are actually something that is quite full on. So you think of record players, they're coming back, or certain clothes and fashion, they cost a lot at this time. And so when you think of this, I think of cars. And so cars are a classic example of old things becoming new again, things being worth more than ever before. So this is my dad's dream car. He's a Holden man. If you're Ford, don't hate me, but we're a Holden family. And so he bought his beloved EH a good 5 years ago. I think he loves it more than us, to be honest, but we won't tell him anything like that. So back in the day, you could buy a Holden EH for about $2,500. If you wanted all the bells and whistles, top of the range, the special, it was probably $4,500. But today, if you went to buy that car, and so this is dated 5 years, he got a pretty good price, but now you probably, to get a rust bucket of a car, maybe it doesn't even have an engine, it'd probably cost you $20,000. So from the 2.5 or the 4.5, things have gone up. So cars, if you pick the right one, it's a good investment. But when you think about these possessions and these gifts, when they are superseded or they get outdated, they actually bring discontentment. And that's just this really challenging space to be in when we're not happy, not fully understanding, or not impressed with our gift that we have anymore. And you see that we often try to fill gifts of the physical things in our lives to fill a void in our hearts or in the spirit, but it's God that is the only thing that will ever fill that hole, ever fill that void. And the thing is that we will never be satisfied with these earthly gifts. the surfboard, the car, whatever it might be, it will not fill that void in you. God will. And so we get to the greatest gift of all. It's Jesus. And when you look at this particular gift of Jesus, it's all these things. When you look at it, it's the classic, better than a car, an old Holden EH. It's been around for thousands of years. But it's also lasted the test of time, but it's also something that brings new life and something that is always new and great. It's the best of it all. And when you think about something that brings new life, it says this in Lamentations, His mercy are now and are new every morning. And then Isaiah, it says, see, I'm doing a new thing. It brings us joy, it brings us greatness every single day. See, it's the old and the new combined together. That's the beauty of Jesus. It's relevant today, just as it was 2,000 years ago when He was born. It is absolutely the ultimate gift. It is the gift that transcends all other gifts. It's both before and after as well. And you see that Jesus, He cannot be superseded. He cannot be thrown out or be out of date. He can't be worthless. Nothing can compare ourselves to Jesus. But when you think about a gift, what makes up a good gift? And Mark, he's put 3 things down, and these 3 thoughts. The first, it's the thought that goes into the gift. And any parents in the room, you understand, often it's more about the thought than what the thing is that your kid's bringing you. So the first thing is the thought that has gone into the gift. And the next is how rare or valuable it is. It might be something that is passed down from generation to generation. And then the last thing, it says the personal benefit of the gift to the person who is receiving it. It might be exactly what they wanted or needed. And if you think back to the surfboard example from Jess, still one of the best gifts ever. The first thing, she got Josh Godkin's brother, Matt. She actually got him to do some investigating with me. She was always asking him questions about what I wanted in terms of my dream board. And so he was the snoop in terms of figuring it out. And even she dragged him along, I think, to the shops to buy it. And he even thought it was Christmas Day. That's how good it was to buy a new board. And then if you think of the value, it was brand new. I've never had a brand new board in my life. Still haven't bought a brand new one. And there it was, brand new, perfect for me. It was my current dream board. And then the personal benefit. It was the perfect board for me to get better and better at surfing, but the only thing was my skill didn't match how good the board was. So if we come back to Jesus as the ultimate gift, and you look at those 3 examples, this is what it says in the Bible. The first, the thought that has gone into it. And if you look at John 3:16, it says this, for God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have eternal life. The thought of pure love from God to send His own Son down to be born to save us is just incredible. And then you come to the second part, how rare or its value. And Romans 5:7-8 says this, very rarely will anyone die for a righteous person, though for a good person someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates His own love for us in this. While we were sinners, He died for us. And that's a powerful, there's nothing like it. It's rare. Most of us, we're probably willing to lay down our life for our kids or our friends or our family, but a stranger, a sinner, it's just incredible. It's the rarest gift of them all. And then lastly, the personal benefit of the gift. And John 1:12-13 says this, yet to all who did receive Him, to those who believed in His name, He gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of a natural descent, nor of human decision, or from a husband's will, but born of God. It's this personal experience that we can have with Jesus and the fact that we can be children of God. That's what makes Jesus the greatest gift of all. The gift of Jesus, it transcends all other gifts, both now and forever. And so if you think about my surfboard again, you can't value a gift if you're not using it. Like I said, it's sitting under my house collecting dust. And it is the same thing for Jesus as well. If we aren't using or being prepared to have Jesus come into our life, then we are losing that opportunity to have the greatest gift ever in our lives. And Christmas is such a great opportunity. Often people think of New Year's as a time to think of New Year's resolutions and things like that. But I believe that Christmas is a great opportunity for us to reset, refresh, and really start to think about how we can have Jesus as a part of our lives. We can think about the wonder of that first Christmas that ever took place and let that wash over us and be there and really come humbly and openly and just come before him and say that Jesus, he is the greatest gift of all time and he transcends all others. And the band is going to come and play. They're going to sing a song and you'll be invited to join. And so come, let us adore him. And they're powerful words, and I pray that these words, as you sing them today, will be your anthem this Christmas. And I want to leave you with this question for you to ponder as you sing this song or as you go away on your drive home or with your family and friends tomorrow, about how can you fully embrace the transcendent gift of Jesus this Christmas. Because as you've seen throughout our theme, that Jesus, he will make all the difference in your life. All you have to do is come humbly to him and say that you want him to be a part of yours. Amen.